Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Sue, your East Oakland advocate. Well, it actually did happen. We had a head-on collision right here in Oakland at 54th Avenue and International Boulevard with an ACTransit bus, and we can't tell what kind of car hit the ACTransit bus head on. And a lot of you are probably saying, "How did that happen?" Well, it's because we have stupid council people who lobbied for this bus lane in the center of the road. So we have a bus lane in the center of the road in International Boulevard. It's a really wide road. And so rather than having the bus closest to the curb, they put the buses in the center divide. And special buses had to be created so that they had doors on the left-hand side of the bus so that you can get off safely onto the center divide area for unloading, rather than being on the sidewalk where you would be much safer. Some dumbass, I know who it was, but I'm not going to say. They lobbied for this, cost ACTransit a fortune in these special buses because they needed to have doors on both sides, left and right side. So that took away a lot of seating also. Again, another dumb idea by a past city council member. But 14 people were seriously, very seriously injured. And we know that there's quite possibly some deaths, but we don't know for sure because this car was mangled, and it was right outside of a business that had folded up nearly a decade ago, and it's pretty serious. Uh, and a lot of you always wondered, hey, what would happen if the bus gets into an accident, crashes into somebody? Well, if you remember back in October of last year, I was actually one of those people on the ACTransit bus that got into an accident. I went flying. And we weren't going but 30, 35 miles an hour. And I flew 8 feet in the air because there's no seat belts. There's no restraints whatsoever on the bus. And so I got launched. On that same bus, a person in a wheelchair who was secured, he got launched and he went head first into the toll box, where they collect the fees um, for your ride, and then he went head first in there. And another person, she went, she got crushed because another person who was unsecured like me flew into her and then crushed her up against this solid side of a stop. And she ended up being moved by ambulance to emergency hospital. Don't know which one, but I know that she was seriously injured. I myself, I had a great big bruise, and I'm going to show you the bruise here at the end of my talk. But these buses are dangerous, and then putting the public at risk, like what they did when they moved the buses from the side to the center divide of International Boulevard, because we have so many idiot drivers who go racing around, and I've seen it. They go rather than waiting. The purpose of the road, reason why they did that, to slow traffic down because there was so much speeding going on. And so what the criminals do, it didn't slow them down. They just jump into the bus lane and do 50, 60 miles an hour down that bus lane. And so the way this car was crushed, he looked like he was doing at least 50 because there was nothing left. He was crushed all the way to the windshield. So, and the bus was destroyed on the front end. I mean, there was nothing left there. And The only good thing I can say is that the bus driver um, was seriously injured, but um, it because they were so high up, that they probably still have their legs. Because if they were in a passenger car and then seeing this, they probably wouldn't have their legs. It would have been cut off. It was that serious, and so um, it's a dangerous situation here in Oakland. You're not even safe riding public transportation, the public bus, because like I said, I was injured back in October. I went flying 8 feet. The bus was only moving 30-35 miles an hour, and then they suddenly hit that brake and everybody went flying. In this case, where ACTransit got into a head-on collision with that vehicle, everybody went flying, and the car went flying backwards because that bus is heavy, and people got hurt. 14 people went to the hospital. That bus lane never should have been put in the way that it was. It was poorly engineered, and there should be a lawsuit on that. That's what I have to say. I was against that stupid idea from the get-go, and I'm still against it today. We hope that everybody comes out okay and not seriously injured, but unfortunately, we know that there were some very serious injuries because the news said that there were some people in critical condition. So I believe it because I know firsthand how a body can fly. I mean, it can fly in there, and being impacted like that, it was almost like when my bus driver in my accident hit the bus brakes too hard, and everybody went flying because the wheels locked up, and the bus load was very light, so the bus stopped very quickly. But our momentum, our bodies didn't slow down because we didn't have any restraints, just like what happened to those folks on that ACTransit bus on International 54th Avenue and International this late afternoon. And we're hoping for the best for everybody. Thanks for joining me today. We'll be right back.